to see if Laurel, so nice to see you. I've missed Laurel. Okay, so today, today we're going to talk about how do we trust the universe? Do you trust the universe? It's a really big question of integration, alignment, and willingness and surrender. And ultimately, we talk about joy and how we can capture and live into and have joy be the driving force in our life. And ultimately, without our trust in the universe, joy is very elusive. We can have it for a moment, but it's fleeting because joy in our expectation is predicated on a certain outcome of events and activities that happen in a way that we desire them to happen. And when they don't, then that sense of being untethered, not safe, not in control, chaotic, comes into us, and we cannot feel the essence of joy, which is underneath everything. It's just shrouded when those other ways in which we're experiencing the world are impacted and bring their, when they wash across us, we lose our touch, our capacity to feel into joy. And so we want to keep the level of trust in our life so that the world can operate as it's going to around us, but we will not become unsettled. We will not have a sense of fear. We trust that there is a perfection, and I don't mean perfection in the way of things being perfect. I mean a perfection in the way of natural order. There's a natural order, and sometimes things do happen outside of natural order. And that's just the truth of being in the embodied form. But most times things adhere to the laws of natural order. So one of the things we talk about in this is coherence, the quality of forming a unified whole. So a way to get into trust is that we have to get into coherence. Coherence of the 5 elements that we are: water, air, space, earth, fire, are the same 5 elements that all of nature, all that is alive, has those same 5 elements. So when we step out into nature, we're meeting ourselves. We're meeting ourselves. We think because we have a consciousness and a mind and a brain that works, that we somehow are separate from. And as soon as we take that belief system into our reality, we have moved ourselves out of the trust of the coherence of the whole. So for us to stay in coherence, where the rhythm becomes very obvious to us, we have to trust that we are indeed the same as all that's around us. And we have to take the time to be in nature. Nature is to simply walk out your door. It doesn't mean you have to climb a mountain or find the beach or go to some really exotic place in order to experience nature. Nature happens as soon as you step outside your front door. The sky is there all the time. The sun is there all the time. Nature is happening. There's some greenery around you at some level everywhere you go. And for us to start integrating ourselves into nature as we receive and we understand that we are so much a part of that, so much the same, then we start to trust nature. Excuse me. Nature knows the rhythm. It doesn't question the rhythm of coming up, sprouting, drying out, seeds dropping, seeds covering the earth, dropping back down and being part of compost and coming back up. It does the life cycle without questioning it. We're the ones who question life cycle. We question cycle of all things. We want to step out of the natural rhythm and cycle and have power and control over what's happening in and around us. And sometimes that works. Most of us are very capable because we have resources and we have intellect and we have practice. We're really good at stepping outside of whatever's happening and figuring out a way to make it work differently. And I'm not saying that that's not a very nice tool to have. But where it complicates things for us is that we start to believe that is life, that life is a result of how much fiat we can push upon the outside world to make it behave the way we want it to behave. And when we do that, we step outside the natural rhythms that are happening in nature and in all living entities. And then we start not trusting. We don't trust that the universe is going to show us and guide us because it's in a natural state of order that may look chaotic to us. But when we are able to step back and see the bigger picture of it, there's a beautiful order that's happening. I know this has happened to many of you, all of you, I'm sure, when something was annoying in your life or not working out, and you just decided to let it go and see what would happen instead of trying to shift it to something else. And what came up from that was something wholly different than you would have imagined had you taken the first step you wanted to, which was to make it something else. That when we allow things to blossom in their own timing and in their own rhythm, we often get a more beautiful flower than the one we would have picked earlier. We step into timing before timing has become mature because we're impatient. And because we don't want to, we're fearful, we do not want to allow something to disintegrate. So we hold it up. It's called enabling. If we're in an addictive environment, it's called enabling. But we are actually employing the enabling in our own life, even not in relationship, but in our relationship with life. When we relinquish that need to control and to predict and to manage, all sorts of beautiful things bubble up around us. And the amount of energy that we have been able to save from the hunt of trying to check out everything that might go wrong and how to manage something, we have this abundant vitality that we didn't even realize we had. When we're in coherence, when we're forming a united whole with all that's alive, all of life, not just the human life, all of life, we start to behave differently into the world, and we start to have a different experience. And the natural state of joy becomes revealed for us. It takes a lot of courage to do this, because there will be times when you want to control something because it's more expedient or it's prettier or it's just what you flat out want. And so you're trying to control it to get exactly. But the signs, when you start becoming more subtle to the signs, you see the signs happening around you. Don't try to control this. Don't try to control this. This is going to unfold fine. Just trust for another day, another hour, another week. Just trust. Do what needs to be done. And then let go. And not to say we abdicate our power and our fiat. That's not the answer. But letting go when we can let go so that it can evolve on its own. Beautiful things happen when we're in coherence with the universe, when we're in coherence with the fullness of ourselves, not just the mental pieces that want to have power and control. Our whole life can unfold in front of us in a very magical way that isn't really magic. It's simply the coherence of the universe doing what it does. It's not something so unusual, but because we have spent so much time in relationship with the universe where we're trying to control it, we have forgotten how the beauty of it unfolds naturally. And where we see this is when we go out into nature. This is why nature is such a teacher for us, because nature continually reminds us that without us, if we don't interfere, things will happen quite beautifully. It's even the difference, when you think about what kind of garden do I want to have? Do I want a garden that's very neat and tidy and I've planted particular things all together because I like the way it looks? Or do I want to see what happens? I think Sheila's on this call. I was just out with Sheila at her beautiful property a week or so ago. And she was just speaking to this of how some things have just run amok. and she's letting them run amok and noticing how nature is doing its own thing. It takes care of when there's too much going on. It cut one thing, outgrows another, and it keeps something from growing and it dies back and it takes care of itself. So we can get involved and make it something else. That's not a negative, but we can also not do that. So I ask you to look into your life of where you want to not be the impetus for every single thing that happens. Choose some aspects of your life where you can start to let go and allow spaciousness and time to cook whatever's happening in this situation and let it evolve and become more subtle to where you're noticing the guidelines and the small pieces that life is showing you. It's like breadcrumbs. You're walking down the path of some situation and little breadcrumbs are coming up in the smallest ways. It might be, checking out at the grocery store, something catches your eye, something in a magazine, or you overhear someone saying something, or you just have an aha moment that contributes to your understanding the situation, letting it simmer, letting the natural rhythm come into its own without us containing it. Because the more we do that, the more we start to witness that there is a universal order, a universal perspective that happens with or without us. You can go with it or you can go against it. But when you start to trust it, then you can sit back when something's not unfolding in the exact timing or manner in which you wish it to unfold. You can sit back and wait a little bit longer, and you may still have the same action, but in that waiting, you become more receptive and you acknowledge the subtlety of how this order in the universe is happening. And then you begin to trust it. You have to witness it for yourself in order to have trust. For me to say, start trusting the universe, it'll unfold just the way you want, is ridiculous. You're not going to do that. The only way you're going to do that is to trust it. And the only way to trust it is to see it. You have to witness that it actually is happening all around you all the time in very small ways, contributing to so much of your life is unfolding in this beautiful rhythm that is in coherence with universal energy, universal cosmic order, whatever we want to call it. But we ignore those things and either take credit ourselves or we just don't pay attention. Pay attention to what is unfolding around you and the little signals and signs that are coming up to give you guidance to where the next step is, to where you place your attention and intention. So you don't feather it around. You don't want to use your energy in unproductive ways. It's like throwing things into the wind and going, oh, we'll see what happens. No, you have this beautiful energy that's meant for manifesting the grace of being in an embodied form and being in community and being in relationship and being in coherence. Use that energy properly. In Buddhism, they talk a lot about right action is one of the Eightfold Path elements. And right action is that often no action is the right action. And because we're so used to moving with action, movement, physical movement, we generally assume if we're not moving forward, pushing forward, that we're not doing anything. And the truth is that holding back, sitting quietly, waiting is as much action as the actual pushing forward in the physical movement. If you're in alignment and in coherence, you know when to act and when not to act, when to speak, when not to speak, when to shift it up, when to push harder, when not to. And you will start witnessing that you don't have to be the driving force for everything you want to have happen in your life. That the driving force is actually the natural synchronicity that you sit in the middle of. And that what you have to contribute to it may be wholly different than what you think you need to contribute in order for the outcome to be something brilliantly wonderful. Take time to allow that this human form that we're in is already tied into the whole. We're not separate from. And so you can get pulled along, dragging, screaming, and putting, digging your heels in, or you can decide to be in a relaxed state in a relaxed form and allow life to be moving as it's moving and be a part of that wave instead of trying to go against the current. Relax, simplify your life, observe nature, observe how children connect to nature. They don't have all this mindset of they are doing a whole different thing. Watch them, watch your dogs and your cats, what they do in nature. Take the time to allow the exquisiteness of this form, this human form, to be within the natural design that's already part of the system that we came into. And you'll start to trust. And that trust will reveal the joy that is wanting to bubble out every second of your day. Siddhi, I know you have things to say about all of this. Please.
Thank you, Nirmala. I think that trust is really simple. But what for most of us happened, trust forms, I think I shared that before, trust forms within us while we're in the womb of our mother. So whatever she experienced has an impact on the way we experience trust. Yeah, and then it forms until we're approximately 18 months old. So in that span of our life and in our development, this trust forms or where we have a lack of. So that's why I think it's so important to see that trust is actually simple. It became complicated because most of us learned in the way we are is not right. We needed to behave to get acknowledged and appreciated. So most of us try to become somebody else, and that's made us very complex. So if we learn to be who we are and just express who we are with all our imperfection, with all our stepping stones we still have to take, we actually come more to simplicity. And then when we come to simplicity, we come back to being ourselves. So it's like as if we come onto this earth, some of us were shaken when we arrived, or the first year and a half took a little, sidetracks. And now through our entire life, we have to reclaim the trust that allows us to experience everything, because even without the trust, our nervous systems are shaken, our immune systems are compromised. Everything depends on trust. It's like the first thing. So, and I think if we get that for our future generation and for Andrea, for your little daughter, so trust is the most essential thing we can share and give to our future generations and to ourselves. So, and that's why I thought the trust that I feel inside is the level of trust that I can give to the outside. So I like to first work on my trust, see where my trust got broken, where I can repair it, because we can repair it. That's the beauty. The body is just waiting for it. Yeah, so we have choices to repair. All the incidents in our lives, all the hurdles, they were just opportunities to come back home to ourselves. So I want to just share one breath technique with a specific mudra that enhances, and you all know by now, it's the earth element that we strengthen. Yeah, so we will just do one 5-minute actually meditation. And then I would like for us to go in a specific chant. Okay, is that good? Okay, so let me just, you can sit anywhere and anyhow, however you would like to sit. So just have the tip of your thumb touch the tip of your ring finger. You can hold this mudra up like I have it. You can rest it on your knee. Make it as comfortable as it's possible for you. So right now you're stabilizing the earth within you. The perineum, the space between our rectum and our genitals, it's really the place where the earth connects with us when we sit on the ground. So I want you to imagine you pull this little spot You pull it up on your inhalation, you squeeze the perineum up, and then on the exhalation, you let it go. You inhale, you squeeze, exhale, let go. And then you gently close your eyes if you feel like it. And I always envision that I breathe the breath of earth into my perineum, pull the energy up, and then I give this energy back so that I come in communion and communication with Mother Earth, that I exchange energy with her. I'm going into receiving and into giving, because I know ultimately she is my ultimate mother. My birth mother was my guardian, my caretaker, and my guide. But without Mother Earth, I wouldn't be here either. So she is the source of all of us. And when I do this breath, I become one with her. Really squeeze. You know, some of you have given birth, some of you did all the Kegel work from, you know, when we were pregnant or after. You know, it's similar to this. It's just more the perineum. And it helps to lean a little bit forward so that the perineum really touches the ground or the chair, whatever you're sitting on. And we just continue. Pulling in the trust, the solid energy Mother Earth provides, so that we can become solid in our trust into ourselves. For the next 2.5 minutes, I will not talk because I want you to feel and to be present. And then we're slowly regulating our breath. We relax the perineum. And just still being present. And when we were in the womb of our mother, we were in coherence with her breath. Actually, her breath pattern influenced our breath pattern. So when we do this breath practice, we get in coherence with Mother Earth. And we become one. We feel the oneness. We feel her expansion and her contraction. Yeah? And that's a beautiful way to come back home to ourselves. You know, trust is the foundation for everything, for love, for our intuition, for our compassion, for our self-esteem, for caring for others, for patience. All these qualities won't exist if there isn't real trust. Yeah, or they can be more enhanced with more trust. So I thought this morning, and I invite you to open your eyes, that we chant the I Am Chant. And we will use our arms. So Britt Marie and maybe Louise, you can just place your hands onto your chest. Yeah, because otherwise it will be too much, too complicated. So the first mudra is we just have our hands in prayer pose, but the thumbs are crossing over. And you can have your left or your right thumb cross over, whatever serves you best. The second mudra is you place your forearms on top of each other in front of your heart center. Then you bring your hands out to the side of your throat, your neck. Then you go to your third eye into prayer pose. See that you bring your elbows up as much as you can, out to the side. Then you extend your arms out to 60 degrees. And here it's important to lift your chin chest. Yeah, so really stretch, open up. Then you come back, bringing your hands back into prayer pose, thumbs crossed. You move your head from the left to the right twice. Left, right. And then we start here again. So for the first rounds, you just keep your eyes open and then you will see it's so simple, you can close it. There might be a moment where there is no vocals. Then you just sit in the mudra in which you're in right now. Just I am.
I am I am. I am, 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 I am,
Deep inhalation. Exhale, open mouth. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Sitting in this mudra with the palms facing each, touching each other, fingertips pointing forward, thumb cross over each other. Lean slightly forward with your torso. Feel your perineum connecting. Tune into the I am. I am who I am. My teacher said, nobody is superior. Nobody is inferior. But nobody is equal either. People are simply unique, incomparable. So we can trust into our uniqueness and don't have to try on somebody else's uniqueness, so that we can stay in our simplicity and in our beingness and feeling content within ourselves. Let's bring our hands into prayer pose, fingertips pointing upward. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Let's express our uniqueness this weekend. Have a beautiful one. Great week. Thank you for joining.